All right, so we're here with Lisa Hill-Corley from She Speaks, which is playing May 30 and 31 at Mason District Park in Annandale, Virginia. And Lisa, first of all, who are you playing in She Speaks?
Oh, let's see. Ursula in The Galling of Beatrice. I've always liked that scene, so that's fun. Queen Margaret, very upset, and Richard III. The world's oldest Cressida, but it's fun anyway. Kate, one of the best scenes in Taming of the Shrew. And then one of the witches from, the Scottish play. And then I'm wrapping it up as Rosalind with her at the
From As You Like It.
From As You Like It, right.
All right. And have you had any experience with any of these characters before?
Let's see. I studied Much Ado. I was in that one, but as Beatrice's father. So, as Hero's father.
As Hero's father.
Yeah, I was an all-female production, so I got to be like the dad. That was actually kind of fun. So that play, but the others I'd only studied scenes from, so haven't done. So it's fun to kind of get involved with those and pull them out of context and work on those fun scenes.
So you hadn't read some of these plays beforehand, right?
Troilus and Cressida. It had been a long time.
Okay.
The others, yeah.
Oh, you had?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For this, did you go back and read any of the plays?
Not all the way through, just went through my character, what is Margaret doing the rest of this play,
Yeah.
That kind of thing, just so I made sure, even though we're taking them out of context, sometimes it helps with the lines to know where it's a little Stanislavski, but to know, where you came from and where you...
You mentioned the scenes are being taken out of context.
Yeah.
How do you work with that as an actor? The whole script is telling you one thing, and your director says, "Nope, that's not your motivation." What do you rely on?
I guess what we are actually making of it, the scene partners, because we've had some things come out in rehearsal that are kind of fun, that even though they don't match the play as a whole, I mean, in a way they kind of do, because some of these are very famous scenes, and they're just things that you have to do. But a lot of things come out when you only have to worry about that one scene. So we just kind of play with each other and see what happens. So that's been the fun part about it. It's like all these good scenes, we don't have to worry about Act 1, Scene 1 that no one likes to be in.
Yeah.
That's the explaining act. So it's like that.
What's the character that you most identify with in She Speaks?
I think Rosalind is most like me, but I enjoy being Kate in that scene. And you don't have to, you don't have to deal with that awful speech at the end. Just, slap Petruchio and head out. So, but yeah, probably, I guess Rosalind I most identify with.
Okay. And what's been a different thing about working on She Speaks than any other show that you've been on?
I haven't had this many famous speeches before. I've worked on a lot of obscure plays of Shakespeare, which has been fun, like Coriolanus, who does that, and King John, and Pericles, So it's fun to do these very famous things in the back of your mind, knowing that there'll be people mouthing along with you in the audience. Someone will know that this line is... So just really trying to be really good about memorization for some things that everyone knows. Double, toil and trouble, etc.
Has that been difficult?
I think the hardest has been Taming, because that is a really super famous scene. But you have the worst one. You have the Romeo and Juliet. Everybody knows that. So at least I don't have to do that.
We were in that scene too.
Right, but as Cressida, no one knows that. Phew, relief. But yeah, the Kate and Petruchio scene, everybody knows that. So I really try to get the lines and beats and everything on that. And Margaret, a lot of people know her opening speech in that scene. So. Of course you should do that every time, but especially with those super famous Shakespeare ones.
No, you were talking about Shakespeare's beats and making sure that you memorize everything. How much, as an actor, do you take into account all of the little things that Shakespeare scholars say, there's a little punctuation here, that means you have to pause right now. How much do you take in, and how much do you just say, no, screw it, I'm going through this comma?
I understand the importance of that, because I guess it's a style like anything. But if you think back, they didn't even have scripts then. Everybody got what their lines were, and they were in a queue, and that was it. So it was probably probably pretty fluid in his day. People just got up there and kind of said whatever. So I don't think we have to be super precious about every semicolon. I think that when that happens, people are just trying to make sure you understand what you're saying and how you're saying it, because it is there in the language, like how you're supposed to read it. But yeah, you could get caught up in all that bard stuff, and I think it's the opposite of, you know, what it seems like the spirit of it should be, because it's supposed to be relatable. It's popular. It was the popular entertainment of its day. So, you know, we don't need to get so precious that no one has any fun.
Yeah.
I think.
Now, do you do a lot of classical acting?
Yeah, I ended up kind of, since I don't sing or dance, I'm like, oh, I need something else, especially as an ethnic actor, like, you know, a hook or something. So I ended up in classical work, and yeah, I just really enjoyed it. The language and the just life or death plot situations, it's just something about it speaks to me. So I end up in a lot of classical stuff.
All right, and if you had to convince one person to come see She Speaks, what would you say to them?
It's the greatest hits of Shakespeare. Come see all these great things. And again, you don't have to sit through Act 1, Scene 1. We're explaining everything. No one cares. We get right to the good stuff. Come.
Right to the meat.
Right. Bring some wine and have some fun.
All right, well, thank you, Lisa, and we'll be sure to see you guys on May 30 and 31 at Mason District Park in Annandale. Thanks so much for talking to us.
Thank you. Hooray.